modern regulatory framework and incentive policies that accelerate the adoption of new technologies and help boost talent. For this debate, we receive experts and leaders who work at the intersection between human development and innovation. I would like to welcome on stage the President of the National Council of SESI, Fausto Augusto Júnior, the CEO of Bank Pasargad, Majid Gassemi, the CEO of Kita, Chu Huanyu, or just Tony, the President of Apollo Tires Limited, Onkar Kanwar, the founder of Global Rus Trade, Ana Nestrava, and the Vice President of Finance and Investor Relations of Companhia Energética de Minas Gerais and panel moderator, Andrea Almeida. We will now follow their conversation about the skills of the present and the possibilities of the future. Andrea, welcome. The floor is yours.
First of all, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to moderate such an important panel today. So thanks for the invite. And we already talked about it. We know the world is changing so fast. And we know one of the changes that we are living is this one, the digital and green transition. Digital is changing our lives day to day. We know the way we work, the way we interact with people, the way companies offer service to us. We know AI is listening to us all times and offering service to us every day. It's amazing to see and take a cab without a driver. It's not anymore a dream, it's a reality. In Brazil, we say this train already left the station and there is no way back. We are now moving forward and we have to explore those opportunities that this transition brings to us. In the green is the same. We know how important it is for our countries to be sustainable, and we have seen lots of investments in grids, solar, wind energy in Brazil, and the new green hydrogen, electrification, and we need to prepare our people for this transition. And that's why we are here, to be discussing how we are going to be preparing our people and how we will be reskilling our people to be able to explore those opportunities. And very happy to invite, to start this discussion, to invite Fausto Augusto from SESI, and I will convert the first to Portuguese, the first question to Portuguese.
Given the technological advance that is impacting our lives, our work, and the climate change agenda, how do you see the digital and green transition impacting the labor force in our BRICS countries? First of all, thank you for the possibility of being here with you, greeting all the panel members. It is so pleasant to be able to discuss such a complex issue here. Well, I have 5 minutes. The first point is to understand the size of the problem. We are in a changing world. It is a change that only in the climate area will impact 40% of the jobs in the world. We are talking about 1.2 billion jobs that will be impacted by climate change. We cannot ignore this. We are saying that we need to have a healthy environment for most of the occupations and jobs we have in the whole world. As we experienced recently in Brazil, major floods in the south region that have impacted very strongly the local economies. And I want to call your attention to major land transitions that occur as a result of climate change. Large numbers of workers migrate from one area to another, and this is complex not only with regards to creating more jobs, but also to accommodate all these people and change the economy of the territories. This is already going on. How do you make an investment decision if you don't know whether you will have a big flood or a big drought in the next season? For us in the global south, this is even more serious because an important part of our economies are based on agricultural production, the production of food, and this is also suffering. When we talk about technology transition, and you said that the train has already left and we will have to deal with it and run after it, we say that 6 out of 10 workers will need to be upscaled or retrained in different functions. So this is our dilemma. The youth that are starting high school now in Brazil, when they end their education, the profession they chose will no longer exist. So we have different problems to face. And I want to mention 2 points very briefly. We cannot work on what we will become. We have to work on what we are doing, and based on that, how we can bring about change. Professional qualification and training must be at the core of our debate when we talk about technology. The discussion about a fair transition where the poorer workers from the poorer areas need to have public policies to reward them for these processes and to compensate them. And we also need to bring into education, since the beginning of education, big and broad changes that will ensure. It is not one point of transition that we will experience. It is a set of transitions, and all of them need to be supported and taken on by the subjects who are learning, who are in school. Years ago, we thought we would stay for 30 years in one single company. Now, people change 6, 8 jobs along their lives, maybe even more. And this competency is not given in professional training, but rather in basic education. So we need to change how we see education. Thinking about the here and now, we also need public policies integrated with business properties that will focus on the changes both territorially and regarding the need for these people to be requalified and retrained. There is something else that is very important. It is not necessarily a job that is created by one technology that will be filled in by a worker that lost his job in another area. Many times, one worker leaving one function and entering a different function needs time to take place. Our societies need to be prepared to deal with that. And this is the beautiful aspect of this story, because it is the possibility of change. But climate change, which has the greatest impact on our lives and which will be partly corrected by technology, but only partly, puts us under the pressure of having in decision-making processes made by businesses and governments and societies. This is not something that will come from one action or another, isolated action. It will come from a whole world that needs to continue to exist. And we need to go on and follow that train.
This train already left, and we really have a lot to do and a lot to work to prepare our people for this challenge. And talking about technology, and definitely this will be one of the subjects we will be talking here. I invite, and if I say it wrong, the name, I apologize, Mr. Q Chun from Kita, China, to talk to us his ideas on considering his experience in the technology sector. What are the strategies that business can adopt to navigate this transition, this digital transition, smoothly? And we know this business is coming to Brazil. What are the plans for Brazil?
Thank you, Andrea. Our company's mission is to help people eat better and live better. So we build our business and technologies around that mission statement. So we started a product in China in 2010 called in-store dining, where we help consumers find their favorite restaurants and help restaurants grow their sales. In 2013, we launched the food delivery. And today we also have grocery and medicine delivery. We also can help consumers book airplane tickets and hotels. And yesterday I saw a Brazilian friend. He told me he went to China 10 years ago. He really liked Chinese foot massage. And today you can find foot massage stores in our app in China. So our app is like a one-stop app for daily lives. And every year there are more than 700 million consumers make at least one transaction on our platform. And yesterday we just surpassed our peak volume and reached 120 million transactions in one day. And to answer your question, how to navigate through digital transformation, I think our strategy is to proactively adopt technology to better serve our customers. So in China, we have 10,000 engineers. About 1,000 are algorithm engineers. So we have developed a very robust algorithm to know which order to send to which riders at what time, so that our customers can receive the food delivery in a timely manner. So we even launched a product called On-Time Promise, where we promise to consumers if we are going to deliver in 30 minutes, if we are late, we'll pay a compensation from our pocket, because we are very confident in our algorithm. And our team actually won the Friend Elderman Awards in operation research. So it's like the Nobel Prize in operation research. We also developed tools to help merchants, our restaurant partners, to find which location to open their stores. So that can help our merchant partner to grow their business. And for couriers, we work with partners to supply electric motorcycles to them. So that's half the cost of fuel motorcycles, and it's more green, more environmental friendly. So these are the examples to how we adapt new technologies to transition through this area. And lastly, I want to talk a little bit about our plan in Brazil. So in May this year, we announced to invest 5.6 billion reais in Brazil in the next 5 years when President Lula was visiting Beijing. So Brazil is a very important market for us. It's the 5th largest food delivery market in the world, with more than $12 billion transaction a year, and it's growing still at 20% a year. So we are very confident in the potential of this large market. And our plan involves, we are going to build a logistics network of more than 100,000 couriers. We're also going to provide our merchant partners very robust digital tools and marketing resources to help them grow. We're also going to build a customer service center in the northeast part of Brazil. And we talk about workforce employees. We're also going to hire more than 1,000 employees in Brazil, and more than 90% will be local Brazilians. So we hope to train them, educate them with the new technologies. And we hope to bring them to other parts of the world as well. So we have been in Brazil for the last 2 months. We actually brought 5 people from Egypt, from Saudi Arabia. So we were in the Middle East last year, and they came here. And when they started with us years ago, they were a sales manager. And today they are city managers for a few cities in Brazil. So we hope the same thing will happen to our Brazilian employees, to help them grow and develop together with Kita. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good to see the investments in Brazil and how technology can really improve our lives, and this is for sure. We know how this has been. So now moving, and I think we talked about it already, that we need to have much more public and private working together. So I'll have a questions to Mr. Onkar Kanwar from Apollo Tyres, India, on collaborative efforts between governments and business are crucial for ensuring an enabling environment for business to prosper, especially considering the regulatory environment that surrounds high technology applications in emerging areas. How can financing mechanisms for reskill and upskill programs and innovative entrepreneurship be effectively expanded in the speed and scale needed to fill skill gaps in the sectors intensive in applied technology and innovation?
Thank you. I think you raise the fundamental issues about let them go get degrees, but we don't make them employable. On the other side, what is happening is industry is short of people. They don't know what we should do, where we get the skills. So important thing is that we should try and develop skill sets, and that can only be done through various efforts. One is, in our country, they have set up a skill development fund where we provide money, government then industry works together and try and they give you 40% money up front, and they say you develop the skill and let them, when they work, we'll give you another 60%. Now this is working very well, because you see it's important that no matter what industry we do, important thing is skilling. And my friend said very rightly, he said very rightly that unless until the skills are there, now change is constant. That is the most perishable item, that if you don't stay with the change, you are out of business. So I think important thing is AI is only a means. Ultimately, human touch is very important. And if you people, what will happen is, on the repetitive jobs, the AI will take over. But I think we'll have to skill other people, upskill, so that they can help to take over their jobs. Now today, dichotomy is that on one side, that people are not having a jobs, and that is a social challenge to the government as well as the industry. Other side, industry is starving of skilled people. So we have to marry these two with the help of, educational institute, as well as industry, and as well as our, the skilling department. So I think this is very, very relevant that we develop that, people, they can take people not able to have the basic skill that they provide by the industry. When they are studying, they could be sent to the industry and they can start skilling themselves. And then that will fill the gap of this unemployment, because it's a social cause. Because it's very important to see that people who come out with degrees has no meaning unless they have any skill. We have more unemployment, and other side industry is starving of skilled people. So important thing is that we should create a mechanism which Indian government has created. Our Prime Minister has been very focused on this thing, and especially skills. On the skilling, they have special funds, skill set funds. And like I said, they say 40% we give you upfront, and once you are able to employ these people with proper training, we give you the 60%. Similarly, we can create number of models where we can, like I think Chinese are doing a fantastic job. We should learn from each other. We have so much commonalities in terms of population, in terms of market access. And if we don't, we should be the one who should be the, really, if you ask me, the local focal point to see all other economies who are in this BRICS. We help them to grow and create environments where they have a job. So I think this is a continuous job, because you see, if you do the routine job, that is the only thing which is routine which you'll take away with AI. Don't think that the AI will run without the human touch. Human will play a very important role with the AI or no AI. AI will only take away routine job. And as far as regular job is concerned, that upskilling is concerned, that will be taken over by AI. So my point is, once again, I think this is a very big challenge for the countries as a whole. They have unemployment. Other side, the industry has a problem of getting the skilled people. So important thing is, my suggestion is that, like in India, we have set up a skill fund by the government. This was under the Prime Minister's, Mr. Modi's initiative, that 60%, 40% you get the money, you train the people, and we give you 60% after they get the employed. So any industry you do, it's important, whether it's you to do, like just now he said on the travel or anything you do, you need a human touch and you need a training. And that is what we need to do in all our countries, in our economies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We know how important it is, the participation of governments on these changes that we will have. So now I wanted to get the women touch on the public-private government, so it's important to have a women touch on that as well, and we have a very important participation in this panel, so I will invite Anna Nesterova now to answer the question. She's the chair of WBA Russia. So now I'll ask the question on public-private partnership as well, how this plays an important role, we already talked about it, in accelerating digitalization and AI integration in strategic sectors as healthcare and education, which are traditionally dominant by women. Given the importance of ensuring inclusiveness of innovative technology, how can women's participation in AI and high-tech sectors be increased to ensure equal access to benefits of digital transformation in the BRICS countries?
Hello, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good day. To begin with, I would like to note that it's truly an honor for me to have an opportunity to be here. And I'm very thankful to my global chairperson, Monica Mantera, for this invitation to become a part of today's forum and this discussion. As the chairperson of Russia chapter of BRICS Women's Business Alliance, I would like to elaborate on the question from the perspective of women's role in digitalization and development of AI. You know, if we speak about Russia, our country is the world leader in the standardization of artificial intelligence technologies, and it has significant success in implementing AI in various sectors of economy. In particular, Russia is in the top 10 in terms of computing power and overall level of AI implementation in priorities areas. In 2019, Russia adopted the National Strategy for the Development of Artificial Intelligence until 2030, which is aimed at achieving technological leadership in the world. In Russia, women predominate in the most important areas of education and healthcare. It's quite crucial. According to statistics, for example, the share of women in Russian education sector reaches 82%. The percentage of women among doctors in Russia accounts for 70%. We do not need to look for far for evidence. For example, in Russian chapter of Women's Business Alliance, we have Ms. Lyudmila Sherbakova. She is the president of Well Farm Group. She heads the leading and innovative pharmaceutical company in our country. Her company has 3 production sites with full automatization and R&D center. The area of one of the factories reaches 50 square meters. So no, 50,000 square meters. However, in the BRICS countries, despite significant improvements in access to education and employment, women still underrepresented. And, they faced with some barriers. And, this number of barriers I would like to mention. According to the annual research of Women's Business Alliance, women remain underrepresented in the innovative sector, including artificial intelligence, whereas their share accounts only for 22%. For example, in South Africa and United Arab Emirates, the share of women among STEM graduates reaches, 42% and 41%. However, in other BRICS countries, this figure does not exceed 35%. In technological company, only 22% of management positions are held by women. Thus, we can note that although the BRICS countries are showing progress, but systematic barriers require comprehensive measures to fully realize the potential of women in STEM and artificial intelligence. As the BRICS Women Business Alliance, we understand this importance of increasing the share of women in innovative areas. And for our part, we provide various tools and implement a wide range of projects to unleash women's entrepreneurial potential and showcase their projects in high-tech sectors. Today, I would like to voice a number of barriers that prevent women from the full participation in digitalization and solution provided by BRICS Women Business Alliance to overcome them. For me, one of the most significant barriers is limited to access to digital infrastructure. And the BRICS Women Business Alliance come up with a solution to this problem by creating the common BRICS WBA digital platform launched last year during Russia's presidency in BRICS. The BRICS Women Business Alliance platform is our joint brainchild and, landmark project. For me, it's quite crucial. Before 2024, there was no a single informational resource in BRICS. The decision to develop the WBA platform in 2024 has become an answer to this problem. Now users can imagine from all over the world, they can find relevant information regarding all our activities, all our documents in one place. This is, for us, as I mentioned, like a child. Because, the decision to create this platform, we accepted this unanimously together many years ago. The platform contains, as I mentioned, the information, but not only the documents, but also more 40 countries joined to this platform, and it is a database for more than 1,000 projects led by women. This allows potential partners and investors to contact with these project leaders directly through this platform by selecting a country, or you can select a sector and find the partner. Today, there are only a few platforms in BRICS besides the BRICS WBA one, including the platform of the New Development Bank, the BRICS Energy Research Platform, and the future BRICS platform for land restoration. We believe that the official platform in BRICS can be combined in a single BRICS digital ecosystem that would strengthen the digital sovereignty of the BRICS countries and enhance BRICS cooperation mechanism in digitalization. Another substantial obstacle is inadequate support and promotion that harms women's business development and visibility. We also work hard to offer more opportunities for the self-realization of women entrepreneurs from the BRICS countries. For example, in 2024, for the first time, we ran the BRICS Women Startup Contest, which allowed more than 1,000 women from 30 countries to make a statement about themselves and their projects. This year, under Brazilian leadership, our colleagues from BRICS WB Brazilian chapter, in the spirit of continuity, hosted the second edition of the contest. In 2025, more than 1,700 women from 28 countries took part in the contest. As a result, the international jury selected only 18 winners. Through the contest, we show how diverse are areas in which women entrepreneurial creative thinking manifests itself. Those are projects from different areas, but mostly with high-tech and innovative solutions in their core. For example, women from Iran develop continuous glucose monitoring system and innovative immune cell-based therapy to combat cancer, can you imagine? And create intelligent spoon for tremor elevation. It's ladies from Iran. Women from China produce unique robotic arms and humanoid robots that have no analogies in the world. Women from Russia invented program for analyzing and interpreting the result of CT, MRI, and various types of diagnostic images, created a photonic endoscope for cancer treatment, and developed remote cardiac monitoring. I have to highlight that after the contest, after the contest take place, we continue to work with winners, and we're trying to help them to implement and scale up their projects. We're trying to help them to find the financial support also in their countries. One more challenge for women is the lack of financing. And we need to work closer with new development banks. Maybe we need to launch some, I don't know how to say it, maybe some separate structure for women projects, or maybe some monies can be allocated for women projects in new development bank. We have to think about this. I think that's it, because we have a lot to say about our job, but we need to leave the time for other speakers. Thank you very much.
Hello. Okay, now it's working. Very good to hear from you, and it's a pleasure to have you here and to see really the amazing work that we were able to do this year, and the amazing work that we saw from the startups. I personally saw some of them yesterday, and it's amazing, and very proud to be part of WBA as well, and it's important that we present our reports to the government so as we can move this agenda even further. And I work with finance, so maybe I can help. Always. Very happy. And as I mentioned finance, you mentioned finance as well. How can we finance this? We will switch to finance. And now I invite Mr. Majid Gassemi from Bank Pasagart, Iran. And actually, I'm going to ask, like, coming from the financial sector, how do you see this twin transition inserted into the financial sector? How do you see financial sector like fostering and helping? We already said one way how financial sector can foster, but definitely there are other ways. So please help us on that.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam, Ms. Moderator, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor to be in this panel. First, allow me to thank the Brazilian Business Council for organizing such a wonderful event, and also you, the moderator, for inviting me to this very interesting panel. As you may know, I'm the CEO of Bank Pasargad, the largest private bank in Iran. And more than 20 years ago, before going to the point, I may ask Mr. Kanwar, as the chairman of the council for the next year, that everybody may like to speak in his own language, so we do not have any interpreter here for Persian language, so I have to think in Persian and interpret by myself and translate it, and then tell the matter to the panel. So 20 years ago that we established, I founded Bank Pasargad. We were focused on the twin transition, in digital banking and green banking, and leading to the twin transition at the time being. Therefore, maybe it is best to start this discussion by sharing some of the insights from Bank Pasargad's experience. First of all, it's important to note that based on our experience, the green and digital transitions reinforce each other. It's actually naturally, and the nature of these two events will come up with the reinforcing each other. As a simple and a significant example, eliminating all paper ledgers, internal paper, hand-signed documents, paper account opening forms, paper hand-signed instructions by clients, and many other such documents, and replacing them by digital documents not only fights deforestation and preserves energy, but enhances circular economy by better maintenance and recycling. Additionally, it adds to the efficiency and productivity of the system, leading to a better customer experience. All these factors, without a doubt, lead to a higher rate of national growth. Secondly, the twin transitions accelerate sustainability across the organization, and therefore, when cumulated across all sectors of the economy, produces a positive impact on the growth and development of the country as a whole. Thirdly, these twin transitions create inclusive job markets in sectors such as clean energy and digital services, leading to a more pronounced economic growth. Fourthly, we believe the twin transitions require new technology, as our colleagues in the panel explained, and innovative across a wide range of economic sectors that leads to higher national economic growth. And fifth, based on our experience, the twin green and digital transitions generate higher investment by both public and private sector, and in turn leads to public-private also investment together and increase the GDP. Just reminding the technical details of the discussion, the green transition is actually away from fossil fuels, scaling down on carbon emissions, greening in transport and mobility, agriculture, food production, greening heavy industry and infrastructure, and protecting the environment, and further moving to circular economy, which is very important for green economy. Now, what is digital transaction? If talking about the digital itself, shifting to e-commerce, scaling of digital banking services, digitalizing education, moving to telemedicine, and actually digitally transforming public services and rising of platform economy. The twin transitions of green and digital economy requires us to improve and enhance three principal sectors in the organization as well as government levels. First of all, that's the governance. In the governance, no conflict of interest between the stakeholders should happen, and also we watch and to manage that the whole risk should be eliminated or at least minimized. In the second part, we are talking about human capital. Human capital without training and education is nothing. So the education, as our colleague in the panel described, it is very important. That is why from the very beginning when we founded the bank, we also founded a university concentrating mainly on the edge of the knowledge and the science at the highest level of the as the international standards. So I may say that we have trained more than 25,000 people in the field of the digital economy for the country. So, and also the last part is the infrastructure, which is very important, and technology is here. In terms of governance, we need to design also clear digital strategies and undergo the necessary legal and regulatory reforms and authorize public, both public private partnership, vital for these twin transition. For the BRICS countries, I suggest that we need a platform, and we should actually describe and nominate an ecosystem for this, that in order to exchange the experience between the countries, since it is such kind of technology or knowledge that every day changes, and the disruptive changes is very important, that we have to align ourselves by that. Human capital of the primary importance as in twin transition, digital technologies like AI, cloud computing. For instance, AI is very important. We are one of the holdings that we have is energy holding, that we own a field of producing almost 100,000 barrels a day, and so many centers of the production. Now we actually have a system by AI established by the cooperation of some universities, also our university, that online the production of the wells are actually monitored. Whenever the production is diminishing, then after very fast the manager of the system will enter to the problem and will solve the problem, and will not let the well to diminish and stop producing. And also electric vehicles, energy efficiency system are not self-executing in this, so it means that the importance and significance of the human being. You need skilled people to design, operate, maintain, and improve these systems. Human capital development through reskilling, upskilling, and lifelong learning ensures actually the human capital to be not left behind of the technology. Countries actually that invest in the people reap long-term economic dividends. So just as the experience in the bank, I may say, to come up with very figures and results in the bank's performance, I may say that right now at Bank Pasargad, now we have more than 17 million clients, and this, you know, actually the bank was established, founded 20 years ago. Almost 7 or 8 million was by until 2 years ago, but after upgrading the digital economy and going over the last findings of the digital economy, within 2 years we have added almost 10 million clients, and right now every month we are adding almost 500,000 clients. We have only 340 branches, but now we are decreasing the branches, and due to digital economy, we are active in more than 1,500 cities and 27 villages. We are, without being having any branch over there in these points, we are actually active in these points. Up to now, we have granted more than 10 million, more than more than almost 9,500,000 financial facilities, so almost 10 million facilities digitally without need for the client to visit our branches. This shows that digital transformation has significant potentials. Without a doubt, we need to make the initial investment in infrastructure and technology as well as education for the human being. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments. I believe we are very close to the end, so I'll try to do my summary of findings that what I heard, and actually there are not findings, but a wish list. I believe we all have same issues. We should definitely help each other. We need cooperation. I think we all agree that we need public-private cooperation to solve that.